The Hour of Code was started to try to get 10 million students, K through 12, all over the world to do 1 hour of coding the week of Computer Science Week, December 9th through the 13th. Woodman Roberts students, K through 5, participated along with 17 million other students from around the globe. Our students use iPad apps such as Codable and Lightbot. We also used the code.org website to create some coding, and we even had the kids playing with mazes to create their own code.
I have an idea. See, this one's wrong. It's my idea. You take, see, this way up, this way. So we have to put just a down here. I'm not sure.
Go.
Okay,
You put the in this one. I bet
Goes out, and now this is actually pretty fun.
What? Oh, I think I know what you have to do. It's a strategy game. You have to figure out how to do it. And it's really fun because we have to tell him what to do. And then if we don't do it right, we can retry. It doesn't say you lose and then we have to start all over.
I enjoyed the Hour of Code during library counseling time because it allowed students to cooperatively work together to problem solve, and the time that they spent problem solving and the success that they experienced when they were done and their games worked was awesome. And it was a great week to have been a part of.
And it's hard to know which way to turn.
Coding was really fun and interesting because you got to learn things and you got to control it, and the computer didn't tell you press this, press that. You got to control it and figure things out on your own.
The key to them answering a lot of the problems was to do pieces of it. So they would do 3 commands and then they would test it out and it would work, so then they would add 3 more, and so that was really powerful for them.
Students worked in pairs. They had to work with each other to try to problem solve the problems in front of them. We also had guest teachers coming in and out to help us. Some of those were parents and some of those were some of our district employees.
I thought it was really fun. I thought it was challenging though at some times.
But it was challenging. Some of the stuff you forgot what it was, so you had to figure out what it would do and see where it would go, so it was cool.
It was cool and challenging learning new tools, and I thought it was pretty cool that they got all the people on that site to do that, and it was pretty challenging and cool at the same time.
I had to think a lot, and it was very challenging. I like challenges.
It's a challenge for you, and you need to figure it out, and sometimes you need to ask for help.
A way to get the bad piggy.
What I enjoyed about the coding process was watching the kids who were individually working and talking with them and having them explain to me their thinking process and how they figured out to do the coding. They were really great at identifying where they possibly made an error and then would make that correction. What I enjoyed about watching the kids who were working together is the dialogue that took place between them. The primary kiddos were absolutely wonderful in their thinking process. They shared, they took turns, and they had great dialogue regarding how they were working through each of the mazes.
Just that we could move the angry bird to get his eggs to kill the piggy.
It was about turning right, left, going until you hit the pig, and repeating it 3 or 5 times.
Is I could learn my right and left, and I could play it on the computer, and it was just really fun. When you code, it's really hard because you have to find the right code, so it's not really easy. You have to figure it out.
And sometimes they add more stuff, and
and then you sometimes just can't figure it out.
Many of our teachers came in to help when they had a chance, and even our paras who work with our special needs kids were able to partake and help the students be successful in this fun, engaging day. We even had some teachers going through all of the lessons themselves to see if they can do what our students were already doing.
For me, the easiest thing to do is to repeat and then use the if button. Otherwise or else button. That's
overall, I think coding and scripting is very cool.
It's new to me. I've never done anything like this before.
It had to do with Angry Birds, and it's kind of like a maze, and I really like mazes.
I liked how you got to like program everything and tell it what to do.
This was such fun. It was great to watch the kids as they persevered, and they were so motivated to get it right and move on through the levels. Even the kindergartners in first grade. Awesome. Awesome.
We looked down there, and then we used the arrows to see where to go. I like it because it was fun.
It just seems like you're in a different world.
I like it because it's challenging, and you can go to different levels that are like different, a lot different than other levels.
The students were really using their 21st century skills. When they were collaborating, they were really talking about how they could get the Angry Bird or the ball or the robot through the maze correctly without getting it to stop. They spent time discussing how they can get that to do that in the smallest amount of moves or commands. They spent a lot of time going back and forth, giving each other turns, and really working together during this time. I really feel like the students had fun doing this. They were challenged, but they had successes, and they had to work together to get it done, but they really enjoyed learning how to get through the maze by using the codes and programming the object to do what they wanted it to do.
Because you can get to different levels, and as you go from one level to the other, it gets harder and harder to do. When you go higher level, it's harder, and it's more confusing, and there's less boxes to put them in, and you change your monsters. Some levels are hard, some levels are easy, and it's fun. It's challenging, and we get to different levels, and they start as easy, but then they start as harder.
This is my favorite picture. It really shows how hard this kindergartner was thinking when he was working. But all these pictures show how hard these students are working at thinking about how they can fix the problem in front of them. So their problem-solving skills really got a good workout during our week of coding.
And that I had to try to figure out which way it goes.
Is that you can learn how to control it without doing any arrow keys, and we had like some new experience. I didn't have to use arrow keys because that just takes way longer, and if you mess up you can just learn from your mistake.
On code.org, they even had special guests who explained to the kids how to use the programs. Some of the kids recognized them and some of them didn't.
It can help you learn how to use code to where you can program stuff around to move stuff the way you would like it to. And you can do whatever you want, almost whatever you want on the computer.
I like this game because it comes up with a lot of challenges and gives you new things to try. I like this game because you have to figure out to turn right or left or how many spaces to go, and it gives you a really good understanding of how to make a computer do what you want. What I liked about this game was that you can do many things to tell your computer what to do instead of having to just do the same thing over and over.
It will teach kids how to actually program. Kids maybe be an engineer or something when they want to grow up.
Thank you for watching, and visit the Library WRE website for more information.